Okay, today we will be reviewing Goodfellas, and given that the movie came out over 30 years ago, uh, I would be challenged to add anything new over this movie in this review because I'm sure it's been analyzed to death, basically. But I think the only way I can make this unique is to give my personal experience with it. And I think the earliest experience I've had with even knowing of this movie was probably when I had watched Home Alone, and of course Joe Pesci's performance in that, which we'll circle back around to, was very captivating, let's say. And it was really interesting to hear about how he had this very serious, very adult, very vulgar role in Goodfellas, and that contrast was always very impressive. And later on, when I found out about the IMDb top 250 list, now that of course is just a completely subjective list. I know, but it's still, if a movie's up there and it's just always been there, it eventually just starts gaining, it gains it has like an image. It's like one of these revered movies that everyone loves. Critics like it, audiences like it, and like you would be hard pressed to find, I think, anyone who doesn't absolutely love this movie. And that aura it has in with the poster and everything, it's just it's very captivating. And I had been wanting to watch this movie for a very long time. This was always on my to watch list. And I remember a couple of years ago, I told my one of my friends that by the end of the month, I would definitely watch this film. And of course, I ended up getting cold feet, a little intimidated by the film, and I just ended up not even starting watching it. But I finally got around to doing so, and yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. Firstly, uh, wow, I mean the visuals in the movies are incredible. From the cooking scenes to the tracking shots, it and just when you're following the characters around. I know I was in a film class one time, and we were supposed to talk about tracking shots, and I think I had talked about The Shining because I had seen that at least with Danny driving on the bicycle. But a lot of people were referencing a certain scene from Goodfellas where you kind of follow Ray Liotta's character through a kitchen and into a club and through the back. Sort of getting introduced to this world, and I finally got to see that scene in this movie, and it was really enchanting, is the only word I can think of. It's just it really puts you in a trance-like state almost, just following them steady, going deeper and deeper into this world, seeing how these characters know each other, and when they get into the club, and then you're following. You leave the characters and then you start following a table that is being picked up, and you follow the tablecloth gliding almost like a ghost through this club to be gently placed for them to eat at. And the visual, like some of the other shots that were really memorable. I mean, you count them. I mean, basically every shot from the movie is memorable, but some of the more memorable shots were Robert De Niro's character sitting at the bar smoking the cigar right before he unleashes some real havoc. I'll make an attempt not to go into too many spoilers, but given that the movie's been out for 30 plus years now, I might slip. But yeah, another shot was, of course, Joe Pesci's character appearing at the end with the gun pointed at Robert De Niro's character in that sort of, I don't know, hallucination, if you want to call it. Of course, some other shots are, of course, that incredible opening scene with Ray Liotta, De Niro, and Pesci all in the car, and then they get out, and then the lighting of the trunk, that harsh red lighting reflecting on Ray Liotta's face, it was just a really incredible visual, I thought. And of course, I think I'm not that knowledgeable about Ray Liotta's career, but I'm sure that this movie must have been just an incredible jump starter for his career, because this is like a really incredible movie to be starring in and be, the main character in, because you have the incredible performances by De Niro and Pesci and Paul Cicero, and he gets to be at the center of all this. And I thought it was pretty fortunate. for him, and I was very and he really brought it. He really brought it, and so did everyone. In fact, there's a lot of, this movie receives a lot of praise, not only for, its, count of use stunning visuals, amazing story, dialogue, but also its realness. Of course, this is slightly based off like a true story, but a lot of it has like some deep roots in the actual reality. Uh, from what I heard, apparently actual gangsters and mobsters who were, affiliated with that world were actually on set, and some of them were actually extras in the film. And I'm pretty sure that one gangster mobster guy on YouTube, I think Michael Francine, something like that. I'm pretty sure he also rated this one time, I think, the most accurate mob movie, something like that, because it's really fascinating seeing like the lore and the hierarchy, and how you have to be 100% Sicilian to be made, and then yeah, it was just really incredible stuff. And then Robert De Niro did an incredible job in this movie. I bought every single second he was on frame. He just kills it. Of course, for me, he was always just like, he was always just this gangster guy. But it was really cool to like, that was just like the you know, aura he had about him, I suppose. But it was really cool to see one of those movies that built that aura. And I think Goodfellas is definitely one of them. And he is very captivating in this movie. And then Joe Pesci's character is probably the highlights of the movie because he is just so unpredictable. You never know what he's going to do. You never know when he's going to snap or when he's going to laugh or what he's going to do to someone, how violent he can get. You never know, but it keeps you on your toes, and it makes him such a great character. And we can circle back now to more about him and his performance. Joe Pesci in 1990 released Goodfellas and Home Alone. Now that is quite the combo, honestly. Like, if you release that, then that's like, all right, I'm done. I can retire. That was incredible. And seeing how the range he has. I mean, of course, they're both bickering and very angry guys, but the 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 idea that he can go from Goodfellas to Home Alone and still both movies so different, same year, and have such incredible work there, it was just phenomenal work by him. And he actually won, I believe he won Best Supporting Actor for his role in this film, and I think deservedly so. And he had a pretty legendary Oscar speech. I'm pretty sure all he said was, "It's my honor, thank you," and then he left, which I think is pretty goated, if you ask me. But yeah, uh, sum up, this movie was absolutely incredible, I think. It delivered on every single front, and just following Ray Liotta's character into this world and seeing that culture. I remember Denzel Washington once said, I think, from some interview about culture, about how one of the reasons why Martin Scorsese directing Goodfellas it was such a good combo is because that culture is there. And I'm not Italian, so I can't really speak to its authenticity, but from what it felt like, it felt authentic. Given what I know about the movie from just like its reputation and whatnot, it felt very authentic and it felt very real. And I think in that way, it was very good. And for me, this was truly an incredible movie, and I'm so glad I got to watch it. And for me, the score is gonna be an A. This movie was absolutely a joy to watch. And the scenes, the cinematography, the dialogue, the acting, everything came together and culminated into a really beautiful film. And I think it's definitely deserving of that spot on the top 250 of IMDb. And it can continue gaining and adding to its reputation for the years to come.